Do you want to live with courage? Jesus gives us one final punchline before he's headed to the cross, where he says in John 16:33, I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I've overcome the world. Take heart means like have courage, chin up. I've told you these things so that in me you might have peace. In this world, you're going to have problems. But take heart, have courage, don't be afraid because I have overcome the world. That's why we have courage, because we think Jesus has done battle with the ultimate enemy, with death and with sin, the danger from without and the danger even lurking within us. I want to dig a little bit deeper into this passage today, though. He says, I've told you these things. What things? When John quotes Jesus as saying, I have told you these things, it's safe to assume he's summarizing this discourse we've just come through in chapters 15 and 16, where he talks to the disciples about abiding, about staying attached, about obeying, that if we love him, if we're going to follow him, we actually have to do what he says. And then he talks about this connection with God. He says, I'm going to go away. I'm going somewhere you can't come, but you will have access to the Father through the Holy Spirit. It's like his pep talk for what's coming. Bad things are about to happen for Jesus himself and for the disciples. They're going to be scattered. They're going to be pressed. They're going to be persecuted. He says, but take heart because I've overcome the world. All of those things the world is going to throw at you, I've already beat. I will beat. And in you and through you, I will continue to beat back that darkness. So what is it that you feel today pressing in on you? What are the threats from without? And the threats from within. And as you think back to what we've covered these last few weeks, Jesus' hidden track after all is said and done, about abiding, about being attached to God, about allowing the Holy Spirit to lead us in the absence of Jesus' physical presence. He's told us these things so that we might have peace. The opposite of peace would be anxiety, fear, worry, terror. He's told us these things to give us confidence and comfort so that we will not be terrified by whatever life has thrown into our laps. I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. What kind of trouble are you facing? Following Jesus doesn't protect us from trouble. Some trouble we can avoid if we obey and follow in his footsteps, but we will have trouble. He's guaranteeing that. He's just stating reality. In this broken world you will have trouble, but take heart. Don't be afraid. Have courage because I have beat back every enemy that will come and nip at your heels. Where do you feel the enemy around you? What temptations or pressures or darkness is creeping in? Can you root yourself in Jesus today, trusting he has beat that enemy? He will beat that enemy, and your work is to stay attached to him, to stay connected through prayer, to stay grounded in the community of people who are also doing life in his footsteps. And when we live that way, he tells us that we'll receive peace in him and that we'll have courage because we know that no enemy is bigger than Jesus.